The final ever Merseyside derby to be played at Goodison Park took place on Wednesday night. This was originally scheduled to be played a few months ago, but bad weather postponed the game, and it was very much worth the wait. This was an absolutely enthralling encounter between Everton and Liverpool. Like I said, this is the last time these two great sides will ever face each other in a local derby at Goodison Park. They cannot play each other again in the Cups, and they will play each other again later this season in the Premier League, but that will be at Anfield, of course, and Anfield is not going anywhere. Everton will move to the Bramley Moore Dock new stadium, whatever it's going to be called. I can't imagine they'll keep it as that's going to be called some sponsorship thing, of course, most likely knowing these days. But there was a lot of controversy in this one. Now, I want to talk about the scenes at the final, at the end of the game, and also after the final whistle as well, because it was very much knife-edged. And overall, I would say a draw was probably the fair result. I mean, the two sides definitely had around the same amount of chances. Liverpool having a lot more of the possession, as you would expect, of course, but the scenes at the final whistle, thanks in part due to the drama of James Tarkowski popping up with an unbelievable goal in the last minute of the game. Literally, a VAR check was done, there was a kickoff, and then the game was halted for full time. But after that is when the chaos ensued. Now, on the live TV coverage, we didn't know what initially happened. We just saw Doucouré of Everton and Curtis Jones of Liverpool basically fighting each other, different players trying to pull them away, a real brawl in near the Liverpool away end, of course, at the end of this one. Yeah, it was pretty ugly scenes, to be fair. Eventually, Curtis Jones and Doucouré were both sent off, both for second yellow card offences, and Arne Slot as well was given a red card, the Liverpool manager. So what happened? Why did this happen? And what's the kind of fallout from this? Well, first of all, let's just explain what exactly happened, because we did see a replay after the fact, after things calmed down a little bit, after a few minutes or so, and it's pretty obvious what happened. So basically, the ball was played up by Liverpool, the full-time whistle was then blown by the referee. Michael Oliver, I believe, was the referee for this one, and basically Doucouré went towards Liverpool fans and started to celebrate, started to do that, I think I can't hear you thing, basically taunting the crowd, which, I'm all for a bit of banter, but I feel like that was just really asking for trouble, and trouble is exactly what he got, because Curtis Jones, a local ladder, a Liverpool Academy product, very much took offence to that and started to proceed to absolutely batter him as fast as he could. And Doucouré is a big guy, so, I mean, fair play to him for actually, standing up for himself and standing up for his fans and doing something about it. A few Everton fans then descended upon it, then a few Liverpool players, sorry, I'm saying players, not fans, a few players from both sides ended up in a big brawl. You know what these guys are like, they're just shouting at each other, they're not actually going to do anything, it's just the way it is. They ended up getting separated. There was a bottle that got thrown as well, and it looked from the video footage as though a bottle was thrown from the Liverpool end. It would just look like an empty plastic bottle, nothing in there, not a glass bottle or anything like that. You don't want to see it, of course, but thankfully it wasn't a more solid object nor something with any kind of harmful substance in there, so there is that. But again, you don't like to see it. And and eventually the referee did send off those pairs of players, and I totally get it. Doucouré absolutely deserved to be punished for instigating that violence there from the crowd, and Jones obviously for lashing out. I understand why he did it. If I was him, I probably would have done the same thing personally, and most people would do as well. But at the end of the day, you can't do that on a football pitch at the end of the day. So Arne Slot, now we don't know what happened with him. We don't know what he actually said to the referee, but he clearly said something while he was shaking hands with the official after the end of the game, and Mark took offence to that and gave him a straight red card. So we don't know what he said. Slot was very much being like, what, you're sending me off, what's going on, how can you do that for that, really? But we don't know what he said. He could have easily said, oh yeah, best referee ever, mate, you're terrible, or something like that. We don't know. It could have been something not as polite as that. I doubt it was, to be honest, but we don't know what was said there. So yeah, 3 people sent off in the melee at the end of the game, 2 of them players, 1 of them managers. I mean, like I said, it was always going to be dramatic, this, wasn't it? Liverpool seeming as though they were going to go for yet another win in this one, and incredibly as well, they are even. They are absolutely even. They have both won the same amount of matches against each other at Goodison Park. They sign off as equals effectively, and I think there's a real poetry to that, to be honest. Everton back in the day, way back in the day, I'm talking 50s into the 60s, they were very much the better side in Merseyside, and then Liverpool had their glory days, and Liverpool have raced that ahead ever since. And after all that time, after over 100 years, over a century of history between these two playing each other at this old, famous, rustic English football ground, they end it as equals. And I think there's a real beauty to that, to be honest with you. And of course, again, you don't like to see this kind of vitriol and anger spill over, but you kind of do as well a little bit as well. You like the drama, you like the passion. As long as no one's really getting hurt, I'm all for this, guys. At the end of the day, we love seeing this, and we don't see that much of it in English football, particularly in the Premier League, where it is so sanitized, and you rarely see players that are actually, you know, associated with the club from the academy. You know, you don't get that kind of local lad passion so much anymore in these big games. You very rarely see it in the Manchester derby, for example. So it was good to see it here for the Merseyside derby. And yeah, I imagine there's going to be some fallout from this. I'm very interested to hear what Arne Slot said, or allegedly said, to the referee, because it must have been pretty bad just to give him a straight rod like that. But yeah, your thoughts on this game in the comments below, guys. I did not watch this one live. I was watching Celtic against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and also keeping an eye on my team, Sheffield United, against Middlesbrough. We managed to win 3-1, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I didn't manage to catch this one on live, unfortunately. A lot of big games happening at the same time, and I've only got so many screens to watch them on, and only 2 eyes to view them too. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on this one in the comments below, as always, guys, and we'll see you very soon for some more football content here on thefootballchronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well. See you soon, guys. Have a good one.